Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host Leroy, aka the Completionist. That sounds weird when you say it out of context. With my co-hosts.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Hi. This is Eli, aka the glory hole enthusiast. I don't know.
Now that you can't, there's no way to spin that. You can't spin that. Oh man, we're back with an episode, and yes, this is the episode after episode 201, which I thought came out to a pretty glorious success. Eli, I'm not even gonna lie, I was stressed out that whole episode.
Well, yeah,
because you guys got to have fun and talk and joke and shit like that. I was in Gomer mode the whole time. I had to navigate this shit, make sure this shit went there, stuff like that.
Technical director, camera 1, camera 2.
Right. But it was fun. It was fun the whole time. Yeah. So like I said, let's do a quick shameless plug real quick. We have a sponsor. Even though technically we're the sponsor, but yeah, I'm gonna let you take over, Eli.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. I announced this last week. But I am a part of a werewolf comic book anthology that's coming out from Native Realities. It's a Native American-owned comic book publishing company based out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. They have put out other. They've been putting out anthologies for the past few years, featuring Native artists and writers. This one has a werewolf theme, and it's right up my alley. And I'm lucky to be a part of it. And we have a Kickstarter going on. It is called A Howl, a comics collection of werewolves. Like I said, featuring indigenous writers and artists. We've been reaching milestones. Basically, the more money we raise, the bigger the book can be. The more stories, the more art we can put into it. So, yeah, we've been making money. We still got a couple weeks to go on the Kickstarter, and it should be out by early next year or maybe late this year if we get funded. So yeah, check that out. I shared it to the Comic Book Bullies page. If you can help us out, cool. And if you do help us out, if you do become a backer, you get a bunch of cool swag and shit. Stickers, artwork. Yeah, there's different. You go on the Kickstarter, check it out. It's called A Howl. And yeah, you can see the different tiers, the different donations, and all the goodies that you can get. So yeah, if you can help out, that would be much appreciated. So yeah, cool.
Not bad for a shameless plug. All right. And yeah, like I said, we're gonna plug it a few more times also later on. But let's just go into the actual podcast. Let's go ahead and get it started up. First thing we want to do is say rest in peace to Paul Mooney. Like I said, as some people. Paul Mooney, I feel, is black famous. There's a term for that. Black famous is a term that, pretty much black people know him, but if you say him in like white circles, like people that may know Jerry Seinfeld or I can't think about the other guy's name. Anyway, the guy that looked like Jerry Seinfeld is like super popular right now. The guy that did Spider-Pig. What's his name?
Oh, that guy. John Mulaney or Mulaney?
That guy, yes. He's white famous because black people don't know who his name is because I just don't know what his name is.
People who know Dane Cook. No.
Right, exactly. So, but that's Paul Mooney. And like I said, Paul Mooney is a comedy legend. He is a comic legend. He came up in the 70s. Let me just show a picture right there. That's what your dad looked like when he was trying to get your mom pregnant back in the 70s.
What's sad is my dad's not black, but he did dress like that.
I believe it. This was fashion right here. You could pull any chick.
Brooklyn, yeah. He was totally part of that whole disco Brooklyn or New York Saturday Night Live Guido Italian shit that he.
Look, I saw pictures of my dad and my uncle going in the club looking like this. I was like,
so and then when the disco fad was over, he'd wear that shit to church.
you just button up the butterfly collar. That's all. Nobody will know the difference.
Here comes John Travolta testifying and shit.
Right. What are we talking about? Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney. Like I said, Paul Mooney is a comedy legend. He started off basically as a comedy writer for Richard Pryor. Now, before you say all this that he wrote all of Richard Pryor stuff, we're not saying that. Every big comedian at that level has a writer or a team of writers. It's the way the business is because you become a brand at that point. So, like I said, Paul Mooney was a writer for Richard Pryor, and he's pretty much was a writer on I call it the Holy Trinity of Black parody sitcoms. You had the Richard Pryor Show, which if you haven't seen that, go back and watch it. I think it's like free on YouTube. It's like 6-7 episodes. He was right on that. He was right on The Living Color. A lot of the homie don't play that stuff. He was like doing some of that stuff, even though it was Damon Wayans, but he was in it also. And also the Chappelle Show, which I think most people know him from. I feel like he was super famous, but the Chappelle Show, he had Night at the Movies, he had, which was a skit from Hollywood Shuffle.
Yeah.
He just pretty much just redid it. And what else? What was the other one? Negro Damas. Negro Damas was one of them, and then Axe Black Man also was on there also. So that was all the things he was doing on there. And he used to say a lot of controversial shit on there, but it was a Chappelle, so you expect controversial shit to be said on there. One thing he said that kind of got him in hot water was about Wayne Brady. That was
classic episode.
Classic episode, but I'm pretty sure it was completely unscripted. Dave Chappelle did not see it come and caught him off guard. If you say some shit to catch Dave Chappelle off guard, you've done something. Basically they asked him, why is it that white people love Wayne Brady? And basically Negro Damas said, because white people. Now what he said, because Wayne Brady makes Bryant Gumbel look like Malcolm X. That's what he said. So got him in hot water. Wayne Brady called Dave Chappelle like, what the fuck, man? Why you do that shit? So that's when Dave Chappelle decided to bring Wayne Brady on and do the whole training day skit that they did on there.
It was like one of the best episodes on that show was
one of the best episodes. They're like, just Wayne Brady had to choke a bitch, which I think was actually Dave Chappelle's last episode that was on it, because after that season 3 they did something else on there. So yeah, like I said, Paul Mooney, comedy legend. Definitely go watch his stand-ups, because he has a ton of stand-ups on there. They're not for the faint of heart.
Well, that's the thing. Comedy never was.
Yeah.
And in this day and age where everyone's a little, trying to be mindful about what they're saying, the cancel culture, the woke culture, comedy is touching a lot of buttons that people aren't used to being pushed. But comedy has always done that.
Right.
And Paul Mooney was doing it for decades. When woke culture wasn't even a thing, he was pissing people
and
off.
it was almost like what you expected of comedians at that time to do. You expect them to push the button. If you weren't pushing the buttons, what were you doing?
Yeah.
So I mean, everybody can't be Bill Cosby. And hell, even Bill Cosby, not even Bill Cosby anymore.
Oh, jeez. No comment.
Oh man. So yeah, rest in peace to Paul Mooney. So let's go for it. Let's see what's this next one. Oh, this is you. This is you, because I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is at all. I try to filibuster as much as I could before you.
Okay, so Derrick Lewis. He is a UFC heavyweight fighter, contender. He I believe he might be up for the title shot soon. He did fight for the title, of course, lost, but he's been still got back in line, fought his way back up, so he's in line for another title shot soon. He's a very fun fighter to watch. He's maybe not the most technical guy, but he likes knocking people out, and he's just a blast to watch him fight. But he's also very funny. His after fight interviews are hilarious. He talks a lot of funny shit. He's just very enjoyable. He's just a fun fighter. And I follow him on Instagram. So I guess the other day he caught some guy breaking into his car, and therefore he knocked him out. He is a heavyweight fighter, so he, naturally punched this guy till he was asleep.
Yeah, so I mean, his hands are not registered as lethal weapons or shit like that. Or, I heard it in a movie. I don't know.
Well, he knocks out heavyweights, so he's got some hands, heavy hands, and if they touch you, you're most likely hitting the floor. He's got that knockout power, and that's what he tries. He's always trying to knock people out. That's what makes him so fun to watch. He's, like I said, he's not the most technical fighter, but he'll throw down. He likes to brawl and throw down. He broke in. So this guy tried to break into his car. He caught him, knocked him out. The guy got arrested. Now I follow him on Instagram. Now his Instagram is mainly fail videos. A lot of videos.
Oh, so not him, of somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
He always posts these fail videos of people falling off shit, getting hurt. And he's out, and his caption is always, he's okay or she's okay. That's what everything he every comment on it is he's okay. The guy will like get hit by a car, or he'll fall down the stairs, or slip or fall.
Yeah, because you don't want to watch a snuff video,
yeah,
when
and then he's always put he's okay. So this guy broke into his car. I have an image to share. This guy broke into his car, and he knocked him out. The guy got arrested, and they took a picture of, and then they released his mugshot. And what did Derrick Lewis do? He put it on his Instagram page, and this is what he showed.
Let's see, throw it up there. He's okay.
He's okay.
I was waiting for he's not okay or something like that.
Yeah, he's okay. So of course, everyone liked it and shit. He's they call him the Black Beast. That's his nickname on the UFC roster, and that's what he's. His Instagram is the Beast UFC. So check him out. He's really funny. I don't know. He always talked about going on Joe Rogan's podcast, but I don't know if he ever did. But he has funny, like after the fight, before fights. He talks really funny.
Well, you can see, and now I'm looking at it. He doesn't look okay. It looked like his left side of his head is kind of look swollen than the rest of the side.
I think he took a pretty good shot.
Yeah, I think so. He's not as okay as he says he is.
Yeah, it might be a little sore, but he'll be all right.
Yeah.
But he's a funny guy. He's really funny. He talks really good shit. Leading up to the fight. His post-fight interviews are hilarious. I'm sure you can look him up on YouTube. Derrick Lewis. His name is Derrick Lewis. Check him out. Fun times.
Cool. All right. So we're ready to get into it. The big thing that was happening this week or weekend or whatever.
Sure.
Okay. So like I said, a movie came out. Eli watched the movie, and I watched it also. I was actually going to watch the movie. It wasn't just going to let you have all the fun, But yeah, we got a chance to watch a movie, and like I said, the name of the movie is Army of Dead. I just put Zack Snyder's Army of Dead in there because Zack Snyder is kind of the draw of here, or is it Batista? Which is the draw here? I don't know. Maybe both. 1-2 punch. Yeah, because this is one of those movies because like I think Netflix said they're dropping 52 movies this year, a movie a week, and this is one of those movies, and it's one of their big Zack Snyder. And Netflix also said this is the Snyder cut. They're not making anything else after that. This is it. This is done. As long as this fucking movie was, it better be.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Let me give my review first, because I know you're gonna go in on this, and I know you're gonna spot some stuff that I didn't see or anything like that. As far as this goes, I'm the filthy casual. As far as this goes,
Yeah,
so,
you're not a horror guy.
I'm not a horror guy. I'm not a horror guy. Not a zombie guy. I don't even really play zombie video games too much. I don't watch zombie TV shows. I mean, if the zone is cool. So watching this, like I said, as far as my best critique that I give of this, that it was a zombie movie. I don't really know what else to say. Like everything you expect to see from a zombie movie, people get eaten, zombies get killed, stuff get blown up, post-apocalyptic, setting, all there. It was done very well, shot very well. I like how it was actually almost like a mixture of Night of the Living Dead and Ocean's 11, like they took both of the plots and put them together. So that kept me entertained. I was like, okay, I never seen that before, because I love a good heist movie. And it pretty much had the standard tropes. You have the leader. Now, normally in a movie like this, Batista would be the muscle. He would normally be the muscle in a movie like this. But he's got star power. He's got charisma. So they decided to, bump Batista up a little bit, where he should have been to begin with. Honestly, it's a crime that Batista hadn't been playing like a million of these movies already. Just the action dude. If you really think about it, he really hadn't done a lot of those movies like that. But he should be living in those movies right now. But this is like the very first time like you've seen this is probably like the biggest movie he's been in where he's the lead. And I'm like, y'all waited way too long for this shit. He should have been doing this shit. So you got Batista in here. The cast was pretty grounded. I mean, like I said, you had the wheelman, who technically the driver. You had the safe cracker, which you always gotta have in a heist movie. Sexual tension, with the one female on the team, the family member daughter who's there ain't supposed to be there, but it's a zombie movie, so that's supposed to be there. Fun fact that I found out about this. Okay, so the pilot in this movie, right?
Yeah.
She was digitally inserted after the movie.
Yeah, Tignataro. Yeah.
Yeah. Because what was the guy named?
I forget his name.
Whatever. You've seen before, asshole podcaster, kind of like Joe Rogan, but not like Joe Rogan, not as good as Joe Rogan. He got canceled. Can't remember what happened. Some sex shit. Don't
got
know.
Me Too'd, yeah.
He got Me Too, probably for a good reason. So they completely edited his part out of the movie and stuck her in. So she actually never met any other cast members in the movie.
Yeah.
And the cast members never met her. And matter of fact, it was, and in the beginning of the movie, it was weird because when she walking away and you hear Batista says, I told you about this guy. I'm like, huh? Okay. I mean, like I said, it's 2021. You know, we're being pronoun sensitive nowadays. So I played it off, didn't think twice about it. But then going back, it looked like, oh no, it was supposed to have been that other guy first, and then it switched up with her. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So, because honestly, I never noticed. I never paid attention to it. And her dialogue was funny. Honestly, I think she was better in this role than that guy would have been in anything I've ever seen him in. He's not funny. Only thing he's ever done funny was what, that Eminem parody shit or whatever. That's about it.
I don't even think I saw that. Like, yeah, I know who you're talking about, but he's just one of those
Dane Cook
kind of guys.
Dane Cook kind of guy, right?
Yeah.
He's not black famous. That's all I can say. Oh man, but that's all I got to say about it. Like I said, overall, I give them. Only thing about this movie that I do feel it was a little too long. I think that's when Snyder started to get up his own ass again. Like I said, Netflix don't tell anybody what to do. They just throw money at you, just let you go. And I think for Snyder, that's not always the best decision to do with him. Because I think at some point he forgot he was making a zombie movie. And I think he thought he was making art or cinema. And I'm like, no, Zack Snyder, no. Keep it a zombie movie, you know. And I get the parallels, you know, when he had the thermal gun and he's trying to make, connections or parallels between, this movie and 2020. Because basically this movie is what we thought 2020 was going to eventually turn into. But it didn't quite go that way. Almost didn't quite go that way. It kind of lulled in the middle. I feel like it could have tightened it up. That a zombie movie doesn't need to be 2.5 hours. This is not The Dark Knight. It doesn't need to be that. Yeah. Shorten this shit down, But I had fun. Like I said, the stuff that was in it, I had fun. Kung Fu zombies, super zombies, robot zombies, tiger zombies, horse zombies, smart zombies. What else can you ask for? I mean, I was like, does it make sense? Not at all. And honestly, the dumber the movie was, the more I was having fun with it. So,
basically, yeah.
This is when it got smart. I was like, no, Zack Snyder, don't do that. Don't do that. But that's all I got. Like 4 out of 5, good movie. Go watch it. If you like zombie movies, you'll like this. You don't like zombie movies, probably don't like it. Like I said.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. It was one of those let's leave your brain at the door. It didn't make much sense, just the premise. Like, okay, why are they robbing a casino in a zombie apocalypse? That sounds stupid as hell. But then you find out why, right. Oh, okay. Las Vegas is quarantined, I'm going into spoilers. So spoiler warning, spoil some shit. But yeah, Las Vegas is zombie ridden. And the United States government walled. It's like Escape from New York. They put up a wall around Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. So of course there's those parallels between the wall. And of course, I'm sure you can read some sort of, make some connections between the infected and the pandemic that we've been going through. Definitely think he was trying to say something again, trying to make a statement, an artistic statement, but you don't give a shit.
He's an artist. He's a visionary.
Yeah, you didn't give a shit. You didn't care about any of that shit. It was stupid and dumb and just lots of blood and gore and just was fun to watch. It was like a total popcorn movie. Turn your brain off and just have fun. And that's all it was. Yeah, it did get long. That is my main critique. It didn't need to be 2.5 hours. In fact, when I saw the time, I was like, 2.5 hours. Oh man! But it didn't. It did lull. And, it did lull in there for a little bit. I think he was trying to give us the family drama and all that shit, which I didn't care about. I mean, especially after 10 years of The Walking Dead. I don't need, I'm done with how hard it is to live in a zombie apocalypse. Yes, we know killing a family member that has turned into a zombie is hard. We know about all that. It's a tragic fucking thing. I get it. I don't need to see it any more of that. Let's just just push it. Let's keep the roller coaster going. So yeah, when he was trying to like dump in like an emotional, dramatic, storyline between the daughter and Batista,
or
and all
even
that
with
shit.
the female soldier on the team, like that came out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
did this for you. I'm like, wait, we're going here. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. When it was like try to be serious, you didn't care.
Right.
Okay, let's just get back to the blood and guts because that's what
But
we're
the thing
there.
is, it's a way to be. Some movies can be serious but dumb at the same time. Like they can be serious scene but winking at the camera. Like, but this movie, it felt like Zack Snyder was really trying to be
Yeah.
serious with the serious thing. Like, it was
Yeah.
no irony in it at all. No winking at the camera at all.
Yeah, and that's where the extra hour came. That's where the Snyder cut came in. It was an hour long. It was an hour too long. This could have been in and out in 90 minutes,
Right.
and it would have been just nice, quick paced, and just a blast. But other than that, other than the length time and the forced in drama shit, I had fun with it. I got to see zombies getting killed, really cool gore, even though it was a lot of it was CGI, it was still convincing. Where I was like, oh wow, I was laughing my ass off. It was over the top, cartoony violence, and something that he can do very well. And I was a fan. I loved his Dawn of the Dead remake. I saw that shit like 5 times in the theater, so I almost thought this was like an extension of that.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. So, is there any connection between those two? Like, is this a cinematic universe or whatever?
I don't think so. But this is a little divisive among. How his Justice League or his DC movies are divisive amongst comic fans.
Right.
In with horror, this is just as divisive because you have zombie fans that aren't that don't like running zombies or smart zombies or anything.
That was awesome. I love the running. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, give me something different. I don't care. Make it as dumb. Like I said, leave your brain at the door and make it as dumb as you want, as dumb as just give me the campy stupidity. And I was good with it. Like, if you notice, I watched it twice. Okay. In the very first scene, they're leaving Area 51. Mm-hmm. If you look up in the sky, there's 2 UFOs. And they go when that army convoy is driving out, the UFOs follow it. So you see these like 2 lights in the sky, and they go.
Oh damn! Okay.
So there's an alien connection, and I'm like, give me more of that. Like, fuck the family shit. Give me that aliens taking over the earth with zombie shit. Give me Plan 9 from outer space. As dumb as that sounds, that's what I want. Like, just give me the campy stupidity because that's what I was there for. Yeah, like, so I don't know if there's like some alien connection between. I'm sure that's what he was suggesting. This specimen, this zombie that that was the alpha, and he could think, and he put the helmet on his head so he couldn't get shot with a bullet, and I thought that would evolve the zombies. Give us something we haven't seen before.
And plus, the movie sets it up. I mean, it doesn't just throw running zombies. It lets you know, like, first those slow walkers. They let you know ahead of time. Okay, those guys are dead. Yeah. They didn't make it. Basically, they got replaced. Like, the zombies are coming up. You don't know what to expect. Be ready for anything. So I was ready for when I saw Tiger Zombie. I'm like, okay, I'm ready for anything.
Yeah, the Tiger Zombie was dope. Even though it was CGI, I loved it especially when it ate the Burke guy, like from Aliens, the guy Burke. He was like the shitty company guy.
Right. Oh, that's another trope. It's always the company guy that's gonna get screwed up.
Yeah, he gets his face bitten off. I'm like, damn, that outdid the bear fucking scene in Revenant. Where Leo gets fucked by the bear. Like, that, as brutal as that was, this outdid that. But it was so over the top and stupid. Like him biting the face off. I was like laughing my ass off. There was a lot of homages or ripoffs of other horror movies. It followed just the plot followed like 10 different horror movies, like Aliens, and it's nothing we haven't seen before. But then again, he gave us a bunch of new shit to enjoy. I mean, I like that he evolved the zombies. And people, there's some horror fans that say, I don't like the fast zombies or the intelligent zombies. And I'm like, Return of the Living Dead, yo.
Right.
Return of the Living Dead.
I can't even remember the last time I seen a slow zombie in a horror movie.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, everybody loves Return of the Living Dead. Those are smart talking zombies that run. What's wrong with that? You know what I mean? That's a classic, Now
I can understand the Kung Fu zombie. That was dodging Batista.
Yeah, capoeira and shit.
Right. I can see hardcore purists can be pissed off by that. I was loving this shit. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Give me that. Yeah, I didn't care. I thought I was laughing. I was like, yes, the dumber it was,
Yeah.
the more I was enjoying it. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, there were a lot of homages to movies like like American Werewolf in London. There was a scene where somebody falls and the guy help me up, and okay, right when he's gonna grab for the guy, the zombie's gonna get him, and sure enough, it was like a shot right out of American Werewolf in London. So it was like horror fans were picking up on these little homages to different different movies and shit. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I watched it twice. Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Cool. We're gonna make you a Snyder cultist yet, Eli.
Yeah. Hey, like I said, I love Dawn of the Dead. I like this Watchmen movie. I don't care. I like 300.
You heard it here first. Eli said it. Restored the Snyderverse.
I mean, I think when he does horror, I like his horror stuff. I mean, yeah, it was long. He does get a little carried away. I think he's trying to, make some art. I'm sure there was something in there with Zeus and Greek mythology. The zombie's name was Zeus, and the hotel was the Mount Olympia or the Olympia Hotel.
Oh shit, I didn't catch all that. Now that you say it,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure he was trying to say some shit, but I didn't give a shit.
But I'm hearing this is even the whole hotel looked like you're climbing Mount Olympus or whatever it was. But I'm hearing that this might be a cinematic universe. I
heard they're making a prequel animation.
And I'm hearing a show like with the Safe Cracker. He's supposed to get his own spinoff, like a prequel spinoff.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll check out.
Yeah, but
I'm down for it. Whatever they do, I'm down for it. So.
I liked it. It was like it was a dumb idea, but then he made it work. Escape from New York with zombies using the plot of Aliens and every other horror movie.
and another thing, Hollywood, give Batista more work.
Yeah.
Stop having him doing this bullshit. And Drax is okay, but come on, just don't throw him in the silence like that. Give him more work. Put him in the front. He's ready for the prime time.
Yeah, he could have been this generation Schwarzenegger this whole time.
The whole time, and they just let him not do anything.
Yeah, he did fine. He did. Yeah,
like
fine.
I said, he wanted to be Bane. Here's the thing, Eli. All right, remember that last James Bond movie, the one that came out like in 2015.
That's he was in one of them. Yeah.
Here's my thing. He was a henchman, right? I think he should have been the big bad. I think they should have made him Blofeld. That would have the same way, because Blofeld has always been like a Dr. Evil, Austin Powers, parody and shit like that. Put Batista in that role. That shit goes away. Nobody's gonna do a Dr. Evil's parody with Batista in it. Or they might, still. But yeah.
But he was showing his range. I mean, even though I wasn't into any of the drama shit, Batista showed that he can go there. That he
can do it.
Flex his acting chops. He's not just this muscle bound, big dude with guns.
And he carried the movie. He had charisma. He had screen presence. He carried the movie. So
I even bought him flipping burgers.
Right.
He's flipping burgers at the beginning of the movie.
Here's the thing. I've seen guys that big flipping burgers, and the first thing I always think is, so when you get out,
Yeah.
How long you been out?
Yeah.
Oh man, let's go to the next part. Okay, I think this is on you also, Eli. This is you. This is you.
Feige.
Yeah,
this is me.
Yeah, this is you because Kevin Feige owes you an apology.
Does he? No, refresh my memory. What exactly did I say?
This is what you said. This is what you said. Whenever that Doctor Strange movie came out, 2017, 2018, can't remember when it came out, you and Kevin Feige gave this bullshit ass excuse. Not only he, but the screenwriter also basically gave an excuse saying that we have to race change the Ancient One because if we leave the Ancient One Asian, it's going to be a racist stereotype. And all this, yada, 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 and it'll get banned in China, so we have to change it. You said bullshit. You saying, it's racist if you leave it the way it is, but you can update it, you can change it, you can revise it. And Kevin Feige is now basically saying what you said 3 years ago. Like, we should have changed it. We should have revised it. We should have thought about it a little more and just writing it off and just be done with it, Yeah. So, because you didn't have to leave it exactly as in comics. Because one thing in the comics that the Ancient One, Doctor Strange, they all trained in Tibet. And like for all those about getting into politics and shit like that, China and Tibet were having like real issues, maybe even worse issues what it was then. but China doesn't recognize Tibet as a country. And if Marvel would have even mentioned Tibet in any kind of way, the movie would have got banned. You know, they was already on thin ice being a magic movie anyway, and China doesn't fuck with magic in movies anyway. So you could say they could have been in it. Now, the writer of the first Doctor Strange movie, he called it the Kobayashi Maru. That's a Star Trek term. Folks that watch this podcast, hopefully they know it. Kobayashi Maru, basically, unwinnable situation, no win situation. No matter what you do, you're screwed. And you can
I know that now. I know that now because I've been watching Star Trek.
Okay. You becoming one of them.
I've been assimilated into the collective.
Don't start with the phrase. I know the phrase, man. Resistance is futile. I know that shit. We are not about to become the podcast. We will not let Gomer infect us. He's like a fucking zombie when he came in. Oh shit. What were we talking about? Yeah. Okay. So the Kobayashi Maru, no win situation. No matter what, you're gonna be screwed. And it may be a situation, maybe what it is also. But they say maybe if they thought about it, could have been different. I just throw up a quick picture of basically what we got versus what we had in the comics. You know. So yeah, like I said, you can tell which one is the ancient one in the comics and which one is the changed one from the movies. So we can tell. And the thing is, it's
not like the other. One of these things is not the same.
Because you got to think about it. Okay, yeah, it's a race change. You can say it's race change, but at the same time, it's very few. It's Asian representation in Marvel, and they take one of the few like representation of Asian representation, and they race change it, they whitewash it. I mean, Marvel, you say you're progressive, you say you're woke, but you're doing the same bullshit that Hollywood's been doing for the last 80 years, however long it's been going around. So
yeah. So instead of like not being we're not going to do the stereotype. Instead, we'll just rip off the culture.
Right. Like have a white woman do the same thing that this Asian guy did, you know.
Yeah.
She knows magic, she knows mysticism, she knows all this Eastern book.
Like that's it didn't have to be cringy. You could have wrote an Asian character that wasn't cringy.
And then on top of that, they played it for a joke because they had an Asian old guy in the movie. And then Doctor Strange went to him. He was like, "Oh, I'm not the guy. I'm just here to serve tea." And so you played it for a joke to do it anyway. That makes it even tackier. Yeah. So,
well, like Black Panther, M'Baku. They called him M'Baku. They didn't call him Man-Ape. They took it back, you know.
Right.
And you know, that's all that needed to be done.
They reworked him to make him work, right?
And he was a cool character, you know.
Yeah, so that's all you got to do. Just revise the stuff. They doing it now with the Mandarin. They were scared to do the Mandarin back then when Iron Man 3 came out because they didn't want to get this and that or like that. Oh, do the Fu Manchu thing like that. Now they reworked them. Now, will the movie probably still get banned in China? Maybe. But hey, at least you're doing the right thing, Marvel. It can't always be about money every time. You know. So I mean, you got enough shit. Let's go to the next thing. Yep, this on you. I don't know.
This is about
Yeah, so, I've done my horror quota for the year. So.
Okay, so it has been announced that they are making a movie about the making of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I love movies about movies. I love those.
Yes. So
Tropic Thunder was a movie about a movie, but anyway. Yeah.
So a few years ago, Gunnar Hansen, the guy who played Leatherface, rest in peace, Gunnar Hansen, he passed away. But he wrote a book, like a sort of a memoir, autobiography memoir about the making. His memories about making that movie, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So now it's been picked up by somebody's going to make it into a dark comedy, you know, and it's gonna be about the behind the scenes of the making of Texas Chainsaw, which I think sounds pretty funny because it's like there was a lot. It was very indie. They made it for like $100,000. Shot it totally guerrilla style, no permits, in the hot, blazing summer Texas sun. You know, it was, you know, very miserable shoot and a lot of crazy stories from what I understand. So this sounds like it could be fun. It could be good. So I look forward to. I'm a horror guy, so I'm you know, this could be the best Texas Chainsaw, you know, sequel in a long time.
Hey, the Jessica Biel one, you don't sleep on that one. I like that
love
one.
that. That one was good. That's one of the few that
was the sergeant from Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
He was in there. He
Yeah.
stole that movie. He stole that movie flat out.
That was
he made me
surprisingly
forget about Leatherface. Right.
Yeah, that movie was surprisingly well done. The Texas Chainsaw remake from 2003 or 4, whenever it was, is one of the better remakes that come out during that whole remake era. You know. But yeah, I mean, I like Tobe Hooper's movies. I like the first and the second one because it's got a lot of metal bands on the soundtrack. I like Leatherface 3, but then there's a bunch of shitty ones that are just horseshit that, you know. They're making another one now. Old Man Leatherface now. They're making a new one. You know?
What the heck? Okay.
I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't know if I want to see Leatherface with a cane. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know what makes a good Leatherface movie. It's kind of weird, you know, because usually the best horror movies or the best sequels stick to a formula, you know. Jason movies work so well because every movie Jason is hacking up teenagers. You know,
I mean, because that never gets old. You can make a Jason movie now with hacking up teenagers and it would still work. I mean, you can throw them in space, whatever, like that. But I mean, it still works.
Freddy kind of hit or miss, but he was a jokester. They turned him into the Joker, and for a while that worked. You know, then that got played out after a while. But for the most part,
because they start playing it more and more up by each movie.
Yeah, it was more they were turning into cheesy comedies, but they stuck to a formula. Same thing with Chucky movies; they kind of stick to a formula. Whereas like Michael Myers and Leatherface, you know, I think they try to like go into, try to get too deep with it. And I think that's what, you know, ruins the formula. I think that's why.
Well, I think because, I mean, if you talk about Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they're old school, like they're some of the originators of it. So they were there before those tropes got really invented. They invented the tropes.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I think they don't follow those formulas because they were around before the formulas were even invented. So
Michael Myers, they try to get into this whole cult thing, and he's got some weird dark magic power that keeps him alive or whatever. And there's like this cult that worships him or some shit. And then that just got dumb. And then Leatherface, it's mostly about the family. You know, Leatherface is part of a family of cannibals, and I think they kind of forget that, or they that becomes secondary. You know, I think the better like the remake kind of focus. That's why the R. Lee Emery from Full Metal Jacket stole that movie because it was more about the family. They centered it at the family. They highlighted the family characters.
Right.
You know,
because honestly, I didn't know much about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So when I went to the movie, I'm like, so why are they going about the family? But then when you get into the film, you're like, oh, the family's fucking awesome. You know, I'm loving this. You know? It made me forget about Leatherface, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the hitchhiker, you don't see Leatherface in the first movie until like halfway through. You're introduced to the hitchhiker first. No, you're introduced to the fucking cook first. And and then Leatherface just happens to be the guy that does he's the butcher, you know?
Right. He's just there, you know?
Yeah, you know. So yeah, I mean, I look forward to this. It sounds like it's going to be funny. I hope it's going to be funny. And just, you know, for horror fans, hardcore horror fans, a movie about the making of the behind the scenes of the original Texas Chainsaw. So,
okay,
cool.
To get this back on comic book track, you said you having a movie about, you want to see a movie about a movie. This movie about a movie is what I want to see. Fan Force Stick.
Oh, there you go.
I want to see, I will campaign for this. Release the Fan Force Stick movie of the movie, because the stuff I hear about the behind the scenes of how that movie was made is stuff of gold. That is a movie in the making about Josh Trank punching Mr. Fantastic in the face. I want to see that shit, you know.
Did he like trash the house or some shit?
He like trashed the house, all this stuff. They locked him out of the editing room when he did it. He tweeting how the movie sucked before it came out, before it went on there. I want to see this movie, man. This movie would be fucking awesome. Even if you have to change everybody's name on it, just make a generic superhero movie. Make that movie. You have a movie on your hands. So
okay, Seth Rogen and Judd Apatow, do that shit.
Do that shit. Oh wait, aren't they canceled? Who's canceled? James Franco canceled. That's
James
right.
Franco's canceled. Yeah.
Yeah, he's canceled. Okay.
Have to get his little brother.
Yeah, get Dave Franco. We need like a website application to see who's canceled like that. You know how child predators, when you go in the gas station, shit like that. We need that. for actors also. Don't hire this guy. You know. Oh, speaking of, Master of None is back. Season 3.
I don't think I've ever watched that. I never watched
What?
that. No.
Master of None is awesome. Master of None is awesome.
Is that who is that?
Aziz Ansari,
Oh no,
the guy from
I've never watched that. No.
That show was great. Well, the first season was great. The second season didn't see that much like that, but it took some time between the second and third season because he got canceled.
Okay.
You know, doing that whole Me Too thing, they went at his ass. Turned out he didn't do shit. He just had a bad sex night. That's all. But he just got clamped in with the rest of the Me Too shit. They just kicked his ass off. Now I'm hearing, I haven't seen it yet. Don't know for sure or not, but they're saying he may not even be the main star of the third season. Like he's in it, but they may be focusing more on like the secondary characters. Like they're like pushing him back. So I'm like, that's kind of fucked up because he was the best part of the show. It's his show.
Yeah. I love Parks and Rec, you know.
Yeah. It's like that, but edgier. It's Netflix R-rated shit like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Moving on to the next part. Okay, this one I feel passionate about. This one.
Okay. Yeah, you got to explain this to me. So.
Okay, I got it. I wish I could show that to you, but you get the gist what's going on in the background. Okay, so like I said, Twitch, and let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Twitch has made a official statement about how they're conducting their streams and where things are going to go, because things have been getting a little bit out of hand. And I'll get to it in a second. Let me see if I can find the actual. Yep, here we go. Boom. Okay. So do you see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So like I said, it's basically we're going to talk about Twitch stream because there's been a theme popping up on Twitch streamers about streamers have been in hot tubs, you know, bikinis, you know, all the stuff like that. You know, basically they're trying to see whether or not it meets Twitch's guidelines, but it does. Now, the thing about Twitch is that Twitch has had a thing going on right now because there are streamers out there that do hard work and do this stuff like that. I'm gonna just show you just a random stream, may or may not be mine, you know, and then work on, you know, but you got some streamers on there that actually want to play the game and show you stuff like that, you know, having the time, stuff like that, and that's cool. But there are also streamers on there. This is what I have to compete against, Eli. This.
Oh yeah.
Big titty Twitch streamers sitting on bananas in a hot tub. There is no game controller in sight on here. Meanwhile, on Twitch. So you got to think about it. It's hard for me to compete against that, you know. But think about this. Okay, yes, she has big tits and she rides on a banana in a hot tub. But can she do a 100-hit combo on Arkham Knight or Arkham City? I can. She can. Who are you gonna go? That's what I'm saying. So that's the stuff you got to compete against. But at the same time,
I guess it's what are you into? I guess. Titties or fucking combo hits on Arkham Knight.
Right.
What's your fetish? You know, what's your kink?
Right. Oh, the 100-hit combo on Arkham City. Like, no, I don't want you doing that while we watch my podcast.
You sure are the goddamn Batman.
So that's stuff you got to compete against. So what they've done to kind of separate this stuff is that they're actually putting the Twitch streamers or the titty streamers, what we want to call them, in their own separate streamers. Yeah, that's what they've been called because it's rampant. You can't go anywhere without seeing stuff like that. You just click and you're gonna see it. So they have created their own category for them to be on. So now if you click, you know, Avengers or Street Fighter or NBA 2K, you have to worry about accidentally bumping into, you know, big titty chicks streaming. You don't want to see that. You may want to see that, but you don't want to see it by accident. So now they have their own category because, and the thing is, some Twitch streamers have turned Twitch into OnlyFans.
You don't want to cross the streams.
Oh, okay. So we got Star Trek, we got Ghostbusters. Let's see if we can get a hat trick before the night in the night. So but that's all I want to talk about. Like I said, it's stuff you got to compete against that. But what can you do? So
I've seen like some Twitch stuff, like some Twitch chicks, like women who are playing games, but they got their cleavage all up front and center in the camera.
Well, see, that's the thing, Eli. That's how it used to be. But then they got smart to be like, oh, we don't even have to play the game anymore. Like they used to play the game, used to suck at it, and then they would still get all kind of kind of messages and, you know,
they're getting all dolled up and made up,
donations
and stripper outfits, they're playing Call of Duty.
Right, and you can see like the dude name just sending him $50, even though she sucks at the game. You know, you're like, why are you sending her $50 for to suck at this game? You know, but now they don't even play the game anymore. They just Sit there like us, except with the tits out. That's all. It's
Well,
extra money.
Maybe you gotta, wear something different, man.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Hey, I'm not doing it. This is not an OnlyFans page. This is
Let my cleavage out and shit. We'll get more hits and shit.
Get the wrong crowd. You wear like a big, like a crotch on and shit like that.
Yeah, well, we'll set up a Patreon. Yo.
Oh man! Now we start getting money from that, Eli. I don't know, like, Dr. Evil. All right, keep on next part of the podcast.
Yeah.
All right, like I said, it's Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about the comic books, and I guess we could just jump into it. So the first one we're gonna do, let's just knock this bullshit out. Yeah. Like it's a thing, but I'm just not too excited about it. It's the Heroes Reborn #3. That's where we're going with this, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool, and I get it. It's the Justice League, but it's in Marvel. They get a chance to tell DC stories where they couldn't before. But I don't know, Eli. It's like, okay, that's cool. Well,
is it cool?
I mean, cool like not cool like cool.
As in it's cool for them to do it.
Yes, it's cool to do it. Like, good for you. I'm glad you're doing it. Not like cool, like, oh, cool. Like, no, not like that. It's
all right. You bet.
Yeah, but now I'm just gonna ride this thing out. Just see how it goes. Maybe make fun of it. Get some kind of entertainment from it. Just whatever. So let's just jump into it. Let's see. Stop screen. Oh yeah, stop that. Let's go here. Okay.
Yeah, because I read this and I'm like, I'm not, going balls deep into the politics and all the references like we did last week.
I didn't see any of that there. I just saw Fast Dude. Like I said, okay, so like last week's episode was about Hyperion, their Superman ripoff. Now this is about the Blur, which is the Flash ripoff,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the wrong book. I'm doing the wrong book.
Yeah, it's the wrong book, man.
That's the wrong book. Oh shit, what the fuck am I doing? There we go.
#3.
Yeah, there we go. Reborn. Okay, so like I said, this is the Flash book we're doing, and like I said, you see on the back is the Scarlet Witch. I'm sorry,
Scarlet Speedster or something,
I think
the Speedster Witch or something.
Speedster Witch. She's the Speedster Supreme or whatever the fuck she is.
Yeah.
So it sounds like something out of Taco Bell or whatever. Okay. So yeah, basically how the book starts off, he's basically telling how fast he is. He's watched like 15 TVs at one time, and he's got 5 dates going on at the same time, and he works like 12 jobs, and he does all this stuff, and it's all cool. Basically saying why he's doing all that, he's still being a superhero. And here's the first Flash trope or thing you see in a Flash comic. Now he's fighting Ursa Major. Ursa Major is actually a Marvel thing. He's basically a Russian bear that's part of their Russian Avengers team. But he's in the Bear City. So basically it's a reference to Gorilla Grodd.
Gorilla Grodd. See, I didn't even
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, but they don't go that deep in this book like they do with Hyperion. Like every book is this and this and that. Although they do start some. Like when he says like blur, whatever. Yeah, right there. Blur note. That's like flash fact. When he always says flash fact, it's always like a thing there or whatever like that. So anyway, he's fighting the Scarlet. What is her name? Scarlet Witch, Scarlet Speedster, Scarlet. Who gives a fuck?
Speedster Supreme or something?
The Speedster Witch. Silver Witch. Silver Witch.
Yeah.
Silver Witch, the Speedster Supreme. So she's chasing her all over the place. She's mad because apparently he killed Quicksilver, or she blames him for killing Quicksilver. So she does some chaos magic real quick and snatches his soul. Not in a Rule 34 type of way, like in a cosmic, comic type of way. So his soul's been snatched. He's gone to the demon dimension, the dread dimension. Now, I want to say, Eli, this might be where he's going to the Speed Force. Yeah,
that's what I took it as.
That's what I took it as, yeah, because like I said, the Flash isn't magic, but when you think about it, he is magic. I don't know. Basically how you think about it, but you never really associate Flash magic. But anyway, the Blur got his soul snatched. Silver Witch has his soul, and basically she's doing, and basically the longer he's away from his soul, he'll die. So he has to catch his soul before he dies. So it's a race. So he's just chasing her, trying to catch up with her. But since his soul away from it, he's like getting slower, some shit. He fights the mindless ones and all stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. That's all cool. What happened? He's basically talking about how all the stuff he's did, like he outraced death, which is also a Flash reference. because Flash outraced death after Crisis of Infinite Earth. Raced through itself to stop Doom 299 super streaky time slide from mucking up with American history. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's a thing, but it's lost on me. I don't know what that is. So he does. Oh, he races Ghost Rider, Ghost Racer,
Runner,
Ghost Runner. But they're running up the Penance stairs. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard with him like that. And anyway, he eventually catches up with her, and then Civil Witch like, if I snatch your soul away from you that easy, that should tell you something. You aren't supposed to be here, son. You are unnatural. I'll even show you how unnatural you are. And she says, no more speed. That's not a Flash reference. That's a Scarlet Witch reference. And then his speed goes away. He just trips over himself, and she punches him in the face like that. She just walks away from him because he's like super slow. So anyway, move past this shit. This is shit I want to get to. Apparently he trained with the Ancient One, so he knows how to open his third eye. By looking at a flower. So he opens his third eye. So when he opens his third eye, he can see shit. I don't know. So I'm thinking this is some new shit from the Flash, which is the Steel Force, where he learns how to not the Speed Force, but the Steel Force, where he learns how to slow himself down. Maybe a thing, may not be a thing, but anyway, when he does that, he sees stuff in the dread dimension that normally regular people can't see. So when he does that, he hops on a whale, a demon whale, and he's able to catch him and get his soul and get her back like that, and throws it in the Ravencroft Asylum. That's not a Flash reference. That is another reference. I'm pretty sure we will see Ravencroft when we get to Nightwing or Night Duck or what's the new name? Nighthawk. Yeah, guy. When we see him. All right. So Scarlet Witch has been thrown back crazy, and she's basically saying, "I'm not crazy. The world is crazy. Everything is wrong. What's going on here?" But nobody's paying attention to her, except one person who has the hand tattoo on her face and glowing eyes. Echo. She's the only one paying attention to her. And just quick thing. Oh, and we see the blur about to get into a race, and we don't know who he's racing, who he's talking to. He is racing Eternity. Why is he racing Eternity? I don't know. He just is. But anyway, going to the end of it, Captain America and Blade catch Echo, who's been sitting in Ravencroft just chilling. She can break any time she wants to. She just hasn't, because she feels something's wrong with the world. And now they recruit her. He's saying, I'm putting together a team. And that's it. So.
My guess is they're going to use the Flash or the Blur to fix it. Use her, because I'm sure that, because Echo is now the Phoenix. I'm sure that might have disrupted.
She can just change this shit if she wants to. Yeah. Matter of fact, she's saying she might have been the one that might have fucked this up to begin with.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like because she's because this happened once she got the power.
Right. Once she got the power, then we got this weird shit going on right now. Yeah. So all she got to do is snap her fingers, turn back what it is, and that's it. So 3 out of 5. I'm losing more and more interest in this book. Is Jason Aaron becoming more and more Jason Aaron? Yeah, I know y'all like the guy, but
I was like, hey, Echo. Oh, and she's playing the piano, and then that's it.
They could at least say what song she was playing or something,
And she's deaf. That's a thing. What the hell is she playing?
Right. I mean, Ray Charles blind. Never mind. Okay.
Beethoven was deaf, wasn't he?
I think so. No, was it Beethoven? Bach. Bach was deaf.
One of them.
I think they were all deaf. I think because they're playing in symphonies and shit like that, made them all go deaf.
Okay.
Or whatever. But
all right.
Sidebar. Yeah.
So you're doing Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do the Immortal Hulk.
Okay. Let's see.
Time of the Monsters. Let's see.
So this is another one shot. Okay. So you got to tell me who wrote this. I don't think Al Ewing did this one.
No, Al Ewing did this.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah. So let me see. Let's just share. I'll get this up. Share screen. All right. Okay, you see that?
Yep. Let me throw it up there. What the fuck?
That's the one below all. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the Time of Monsters. It's like a little spin-off story from the main book, but it's basically about the very first Hulk ever.
Zinmu?
No.
Oh.
This is in Jordan in 95 BC. So I'm sure this probably has something to do with that. Remember that Jason Aaron shit where they went back to like the prehistoric time?
Yeah, the BC Avengers. Yeah.
Yeah, all that shit. I think that might be referring to this. So anyways, there's like this old tribe, this prehistoric tribe 10,000 years ago or whatever, or before Christ or whatever. and it's like this tribe they're like starving and shit, but they worship this like the green eye or something. It's some weird plant thing in the middle of the desert. They make sacrifices to it. The chief like sacrifices his son to this thing.
Shout out, Bon Miguel. Go, what up? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, somebody. Okay. Yeah. What up? And so the son gets absorbed by this green eye thing that's in the desert. And then he becomes a Hulk. He becomes like this big giant Hulk monster. And they're like, hey, there's a big giant beast that we could kill and eat. Then we can eat finally because they're starving. So they all hunt down this Hulk thing, this Hulk creature. They trap it, they kill it, and they eat it. Well, because he's a Hulk, he goes to Green Hell and he meets the one below all, and this is the one below
way
all.
back into BC and
and there's like you will come back. Here's the green door. Go get resurrected. So the guy goes through the green door. The thing is, the tribe has already cut up and eaten him. So he needs his body back. So what does he do? He starts coming out of all their mouths.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's some horror shit there.
This is very gross and awesome shit right here. So yeah, they all start puking back all the meat that they've eaten, and he reforms as the Hulk again. And basically like, I'm the Hulk, I'm here or whatever, and that's the end. So pretty cool little reference, a little side story that's not ties itself to the main book, so it kind of like Spawn Dark Ages or something like that. You know what I mean? That's what kind of reminded me of, an olden day Hulk. So pretty cool.
I know Ghost Rider used to do that a lot, like the Phantom Rider and stuff like that.
Different versions of the Rider. So this is like the very first Hulk ever. So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. So 4 out of 5.
Okay. Kind of reminds me of Slammer from Ghostbusters, but that's just me. So,
yeah.
Oh man. So let's see. Where do we go? Let's go to the colors. Let me see here. Growth. Yeah, that's what I thought too. It caught me off guard. We need a disclaimer on that one next time.
I actually went, oh god.
The thing is, you always talk about this. Is that the first time I ever showed the one below all?
We've seen them before. We've seen them, but I think that I shared a picture of them, but yeah.
Okay, because you always talk about it, but you've never shown them before. Is what first time I saw them. Like, okay, I wasn't ready. So
yeah.
Let's see. We're not gonna do Shang-Chi yet. We're going to do Justice League number 61. We're gonna stick with Brian Michael Bendis.
Okay,
that's his book / Naomi. So it's basically doing a Naomi book with Justice League. So let's jump into this. What do we got here? We are starting with it's right there. Boom. So last time we left off, the Justice League were getting attacked by some big supervillain named Brutus. Brutus went back to his homeworld, which is Naomi's homeworld. So since Naomi has the same energy, she or Flash used his cosmic treadmill to jump dimensions and shit like that. And Naomi took them there, but they all got split up. They don't know where they are right now. So basically, Brutus is back in his home world, and his home world is pissed. They're like, why are you here? You're supposed to be on Earth, taking over Earth. And he's like, I can't because they got all these crazy ass super people over there. You should have warned me about that. Like, I can't warn you because we had the technology. We could just send you over there one time, twice at the most, and that's it. He was like, so maybe we just find another planet. He's like, no, this is the planet we need to find because Zambado try to take over the planet. And I think Zambado is either Naomi's father or he killed her father. One of them, I can't remember. But anyway, he's saying we need to take over their planet. That planet is awesome. And then they get this weird shit. They're like, what happened? So they realize the Glores surge, whatever like that means, is that they know that the Justice League has hopped over here to their planet. So that's because they're scared of it. And basically the book is about what's going on with all the Justice League members. I'm gonna just hop to it real quick. Black Canary runs into some of the people, and then turns out her powers being on this planet are like amped up way more powerful than they've ever been before. So she just screams at them and they just get the fuck out of the way. She's like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting that. And she's like, who are you? And like, maybe you didn't hear me the first time, so you know what she did. Batman has a little thing with Naomi. I'll show that. So Naomi is scared. She don't know what's going on. The people are coming up here also. Then all of a sudden, boom, black smoke pops out of nowhere. They're like, where did black smoke come from? And then all they see in the middle of the thing is a batarang. They don't know what happened. They thinking her powers is she can turn into a batarang, you know. But turns out Batman took her and took her away from there. And she like, shh, wait for it. And then batarang explodes in front of the faces. Anyway, she's scared. Batman does his whole mentor, Robin, whatever, yada yada. I'm not gonna worry about that. This is kind of funny though. Batman and Superman have their own frequency that the Justice League can't hear. So they can talk to each other when nobody else, when they need to just have a conversation with themselves. And based Superman power, where everybody else's power is getting stronger, his power is getting all fucked up. His heat vision is going crazy, and Batman doing that time like we did with Talia and the Riddler. Oh, you mean that time like we did with King Cobra and Fantasy? They basically saying a whole bunch of shit that only they know, nobody's talking about. So he opens his eyes, and that's when Brutus is headed right for him, about to smack his ass. Cut to the end. Yeah, Green Arrow does some bullshit. Don't care. You failed the city. Don't care. Oh, this where's your Aquaman? Aquaman is there. All he says is death, starts crying, passes out, and he gets taken. That's all you see Aquaman. That's it. He's no longer in the book. Hawk Girl, she does shit, don't care. Superman gets his ass beat by Brutus because he's a jobber and been in this book for some reason. And then when just we think he's a jobber, Black Adam shows up, unhand him, you know, and then they can see the battle from a distance. So they know something fucked up is going over there. So Batman's like, everybody on me. So they start flying. So that's the Just League. And you're like, if your powers are fucking up, stay back. Naomi's like, I know you're talking about me. You're like, maybe, you know. So when they get there, they see Brutus, but they see Superman and Black Adam got the shit beat out of him by Brutus. So Brutus is just like, okay, so let me do the math. So all I got to do is take the rest of you five out and I conquer Earth. Cool. So that's the book. Just League Dark shit. Don't care. Haven't read it. Don't care. Just kind of keeping up with it. It's cool. This book is going to throw people off reading it because, you know, Bendis got his whole Bendis dialogue thing going. It isn't, everybody's not going to be a fan, but hey, I'm into it for the time being.
For the time being,
I'll write it out. I just like the artwork on it more than anything else, you know. And plus, get it. It's like I said, if he's basically making this a Just League book disguised as Naomi, finally we'll find out what the hell Naomi is all about, you know, before her CW show comes out. So yeah. All right. So yeah, what you got?
I guess I'll do Star Wars Bounty Hunters, number 12.
Cool. All right.
So this is still the prelude of Target Solo, the War of the Bounty Hunter event that's going on. But this is the main Bounty Hunters book that I've been following for the past, a year now. Shit. So this is basically a Valance's book. Valance is an old cyborg, bounty hunter from back in the old Star Wars comics. He used to be an Imperial pilot, but then got blown up, and now he's like a cyborg. So we've been following his journey. Right now, him and Dengar are on their way to that planet that Boba Fett had that gladiator fight on, because they know Boba Fett has Han Solo. Dengar is after the bounty. Valance wants to save Solo. Him and Solo were in the Imperial Academy together. We get some flashbacks between Valance and Solo, where he actually saved Solo's life. But meanwhile, we have 4LOM and Zuckuss. They're those other two bounty hunters that are in Empire Strikes Back. The one looks like a bug. He has like a bug face, and the other guy, and 4LOM basically looks like a like C3PO, but with an insect head. So this is
okay. Let me see if I can load it up.
These two guys.
Oh yeah,
those guys. They were in the lineup of bounty hunters on that the Star Destroyer deck in Empire Strikes Back that Vader's talking to. But so they're after Valance, but then they cut a deal. They're like, hey, everybody's after Solo. I mean, if you want to help us track down Solo. And they're like, no, we're not the cost of fuel and going up against Boba Fett, blah blah blah. It ain't worth it, But then they're like, oh well, I know where Boba Fett is. So they're like, okay, cool, let's go. So they basically all decide we're gonna go, go find Boba Fett, So it's still setting up this war. They're all trying to find, Han Solo frozen in carbonite. This takes place between Empire and Jedi. Boba Fett has Han Solo, but he's lost him. That's what's going on right now. So, it's still the prelude. So it hasn't quite started yet, but I'm into this whole crime underworld of the Star Wars universe. So I give it a 4 out of 5. So, yeah.
Cool. All right. So, my last book, and I appreciate you for letting me do this one, Eli. Otherwise, I wouldn't have shit to do. Like I said, now we're gonna say this correctly because we've been saying it wrong for the last 40 years, Eli.
I just found out about this too.
I just found out. I didn't know that either. My whole life, it's been a lie, So it's not Shang-Chi, it's Shang-Chi. We've been saying it wrong the whole time. That's how they're gonna say it in the movie. So that's how we're going to say it now. We're gonna be progressive. We're not gonna do like every other YouTuber or Twitch stream or whatever want to do that just want to, where they call him Shang-Chi, I'm calling Shang-Chi. Woke Marvel won't change me. We're going to change.
Not my Shang-Chi.
Right. They're just going to keep saying, they're going to double down. They're going to lean into it. No, we're not going to do that. If they say it's Shang-Chi, we're going to go with Shang-Chi.
And I'm going to go eat me a taco.
You can't tell me to wear my mask. All this shit. So, yeah. So basically what's going on right now is that we review Shang-Chi. I got to deprogram myself. It's kind of like Thanos and Thanos, like we always, anyway, going on past that. We review Shang-Chi's 5-issue mini-series, stuff like that. And this is his ongoing series actually leads right into that. It's all connected together. So it flows right into it. Basically introducing Shang-Chi's new status quo, and we go right into it. So it's cool. And also missing into what he's been doing with how he's been with the MCU to begin with also. So let's see. We're going to get here. Is this right? Oh, yeah, there we go. Almost fucked that up. Okay. So, like I said, the first arc of the story is called Shang-Chi versus the Marvel Universe, and exactly what you think it's going to be. The first up, but it's not all at the same time. Basically, you know what? They're doing the same thing they did with Black Panther, Eli. I can see it, but I'll talk about that later on. They're basically starting to push Shang-Chi over, So they got to line him up with a whole bunch. Basically going to turn the whole Marvel Universe into a bunch of jobbers and put him over, So the first one's up, Spider-Man. Because it's issue number 1, and you want his movie to sell a whole bunch, so you got to put Spider-Man in the book to sell. That's just what you do. That's the Marvel way. And he also got his sister Dagger, who's now Deadly Dagger in the regular run. But this is actually a prelude to what happened later on. This actually, we're going to flash back to earlier what's going on. So like the hot lawyer, that was the niece of his boss. They're finally going to date. This is months after what happened in the miniseries. And they're basically talking and having a good time. And while he's doing this, his sister keeps calling him. Sister Dagger keeps calling him on the phone, texting him, do you want me to kill this guy? They're like, no, don't kill the guy. Can at least stab him? No, stab him. So what they're doing in this whole time, like the crime organization he inherited, he's trying to basically undo all the stuff they did. So any kind of drug smuggling, weapons dealing, human trafficking, he's trying to shut this shit down. He's using his people to shut this shit down, but he's got to find them first. Mm-hmm. So while they're doing all that, and finally he just cuts his phone off. He's like, don't call me no more. I'm on a date. And then right before they get busy with the busy, boom, the guy gets thrown into the window, and outside, Sister Dagger's out there. She's like, I didn't kill him. So you're like, and quit calling me Brother Hand, quit calling me Springer Man. And he basically telling him, quit calling him that shit, So then we go to it, and they see this little thing there. Oh, basically this guy picks up something off the ground. And
it's like a little package,
package, little worm thing, stuff like that. Or and basically, like a root or whatever you want to call it. And before we get there, this part was kind of funny also. When Shang-Chi said, what, leave me alone. I'm on a date. I get a date every now and then. And this is that like, what the hell are you wasting time with dates? You're the king. We can just call you a couple concubines and call it a day.
As many concubines as you want.
Yeah, much you want. Soy your royal oats.
Yeah.
So while that's going on, the guy picks up the root and he turns into some kind of were Falcon animal thing, whatever like that.
The
Shang-Chi beat the shit
UN,
out of him. Yeah, Shang-Chi beat the shit out of him. Make quick work out of him. Not a big deal. Sister Dagger picks up. She's like, this guy got a little spider toy hooked to his foot. And Shang-Chi is just like, that's not a spider toy. That is a toy. Oh, yeah, because Sister Dagger's like, how dare you touch the king or the supreme commander? I'm about to cut your fucking throat out. And then she gets webbed up, and then boom, the Amazing Spider-Man. This is old Pete. This is the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, Peter Parker. He's here. And Shang-Chi sees Spider-Man, and she wears him up. He's like, ugh, this just feel like snot. When she puts the web shooter on him, the webs on him. And then they meet each other. They do, because basically Shang, the reason they know each other, Shang-Chi trained him. When Spider-Man lost all his powers, he trained him in the way of the spider. So he taught him how to fight.
Spider style.
Yeah, spider, whatever you want to call it. Heavy is Marvel's Capcom. And then he meets the sister, Deadly Dagger. And basically what they're doing is that they're tracking down this drug ring. And since Spider-Man is doing the same thing, he's tagging along with them. And they all, do their thing. And Spider-Man's just like, I'm about to swing. And Shang-Chi's like, allow me to accompany you. And Sister Dagger like, why are you talking like that? Like, don't he know who you are? Like, you don't talk about these superheroes shouldn't be talking to you like that, because he's still acting like he's like a second tier guy around these guys, So then he talked to the old guy of the shop. He's like, I know you're running drugs at the back. I know you're doing this. Shut the shit down. He's like, oh, I used to work for the old one. You're basically the old crime boss that Shang-Chi and Sister Dagger's father. I used to work for them. He put me up to this. We used to like the Yeti, which is the urine, which is what they call the Yetis in China. And basically he learned how to manipulate the formula where he can sell the drugs to people and make them super powerful, super villains, shit like that. And he gets it to himself, turns himself into some kind of wild urine Yeti, whatever like that. And his name is King Wildman. King Wildman will be a thing. I'm taking a guess, but I think he will be a thing later.
Well, do you remember Big Trouble in Little China?
I do. Is that a reference to that?
Remember that the hairy monster that was in there?
Oh, that's what that's referring to.
Yeah,
okay.
that's what the Chinese Yeti was.
Oh,
yeah.
I never made the connection. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Sister Dagger is going to fight Wild whatever his name is. And then Shang-Chi is asking Shang-Chi, I keep messing it up, asking him, so have you been no. Before we get to this part, he's talking about his family. He was like, yeah, I understand family can be rough. My family didn't interview with me. I've been about a whole different path. I might have been a pro wrestler, all this stuff like that. And he's just telling him, man, if you need any help with your family, just let me know. And Shang-Chi just thinking to himself, well, what you could do is shut the fuck up and start talking about my family. Because I don't want to keep lying to you and let you find out what's really going on, because everything going on right now is really tied to me, And then he asked him, so have you been training? You remember all the training I taught you? Like, I mean, I forgot all that stuff. He was like, well, if you do it, I promise you, your spider sense will get stronger. And the moment he does that, he trips an alarm. He was like, oh, yeah, my spider sense don't work well with motion sensors. He was like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. If you did the shit I told you to do when you was training, you would have caught that shit. So they get shot at. They beat the shit out of these people, stuff like that. Web them up. Shang-Chi kicks all of them in there. Oh, yeah, they beat King. Oh, and that's not even the whole point. That's a whole nother part to this shit right here. They beat King Wildman. King Wildman touches Spider-Man, put the root on him, and Spider-Man turns into Spider Yeti, Spider Urine, or whatever. So now they got to fight Spider Monster, whatever like that. So he's twice as strong as he was before, even though he was already super strong because he has the strength of a spider, So Sister Dagger's just like, look, let's not hold back this guy. Let's just kill him. Hold his mouth open. I'll stab him. I'll slit his throat with my dagger. Call it a day. Like, no, you're not going to kill Spider-Man. I have a better idea. So what they're going to do is Shang-Chi basically grabs his web. It's like, this shit feel like snot. Like, just shut the fuck up and grab it, Then he takes the root off his face and he turns back to regular, And then Spider-Man's like, okay, why haven't y'all called the cops yet and get these drugs out of here? And she's like, all this stuff has the symbol of the Five Weapons Society on it. This shit belongs to you, Shang-Chi. So he's like, okay, I'm the Supreme Commander. And she was like, yeah. And that's the thing. He keeps trying to act like he's, a C-list character. Oh, Spider-Man, don't worry about that. And she calls me like, why you keep acting like this? Acting, she really want to say fuck off, but she don't say that, because it's Marvel, And then she's like, fine, I'll tell you who I am. I'm the Supreme Commander. I'm the Brother Hand, leader of the Five Weapons Society. The police are not touching these weapons. I'm taking these weapons and getting them out of here. So he makes a phone call calls his team. The House of Daggers go down there in their Chinese shield helicarrier thing that they stole or appropriated. I don't know what they did. They take the shit, destroy the shit, and Shang-Chi asks them, okay, hold on, man. Are you still one of us? Or are you a big crime boss now? And he basically tells them, what does your spider sense tell you? And it leaves. And that's it. So then King Wildman, we don't know. King Wildman is being talked to by somebody, but it looks like there's friction. Is going to be like a civil war coming up. But that doesn't matter. Next book, Shang-Chi versus Captain America, and that's the cover with Shang-Chi holding Captain America's shield, kicking Captain America out of the building. So yeah. This thing. Now, for those that don't know, Shang-Chi has already kicked Captain America's ass back in Jonathan Hickman's Avengers run when they sparred one time, and he couldn't touch Shang-Chi. So this is already a thing. So there's even no competition. This ain't like where he was young and was a rookie, didn't know what he was doing. Shang-Chi just fucking just whooped his ass and just was done with it. You know, it was taking it easy on the whole time. Because, is that you? You did that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, I thought somebody was popping in here. Like, what the fuck? Scared the shit out of me. Oh yeah, but that's all I got with this book. So, yeah, what you got next?
So no, I was just sharing this. This is the Yuren from.
That's for the regular list. Okay, yeah.
The brown Yeti, the Chinese Yeti from Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And
it's coming back to me now.
Yeah. Where's another? And here's another picture of him carrying Gracie Law. So yeah,
that's the thing about this book is that they do go deep into Chinese lore. Not deep, but they give you a hint of Chinese lore. And Shang-Chi's whole thing is that he's fighting against these things. So I like how you tie all it together. So.
Well, yeah. Last time it was the hopping vampires. You know.
Yeah.
So they're making reference to martial arts movies. So yeah, if you're a fan, yeah, you know. So yeah,
it feels like they're following the formula of what they did with Black Panther. Not the movie, the comic. Because the comic, like I said, he was a D-list character that pretty much got the shit kicked out of him every now and then. Every now he get a win over some people every now and then. But then when Priest got his hands on him, he started putting them over everybody. He started beating everybody's ass. Oh, I'm a king. You can't talk like this. I'm way bigger than you thought I was. They're doing the same thing with Shang-Chi. Even though he needed his ass, he was always whooping everybody's ass. But now he's like, no, you can't treat me like some second tier class Avenger. I'm really this huge ass crime boss. I'm control over all this armies and shit like that. So you treat me with some more respect. It's basically they're doing the same thing. And he's getting over on everybody, beating shit out of everybody also, just like they started doing with Black Panther. Like he, the first 5 issues, he went to Mephisto, went to hell and sold Mephisto his soul or some shit like that and ripped his heart out and stuff like that. Saying that he's gonna go one by one and kick every Avenger's ass. Captain Marvel is on there. Shang-Chi he's a badass. He ain't Captain Marvel badass. I want to see how that shit goes, So yeah. All right. So what you got?
No, that's what representation matters. When you get people representing themselves, telling these stories, you get some cool shit.
That is true. Like I said, it's
yeah. I was like, oh, those are those things from Big Trouble in Little China. Oh, Shang-Chi versus those things. That sounds dope.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi.
Well, it's deprogramming. It's gonna take us a while.
Yeah. I'm still learning. So
we're not racist.
Yeah. Well, the last book I'll do is Redemption #4.
Okay.
This is from AWA. This is Krista Faust and Mike Diodato Jr. This is that neo-noir, futuristic, apocalyptic Western where kind of based on Lyndall Hamilton. She is like this gunslinger. They call her the Butcher. She is helping or supposed to help this woman fight this corrupt sheriff of this town called Redemption. He's a corrupt sheriff who's basically and very, very ultra religious, religious fanatic, basically about to execute a doctor for performing an abortion.
Oh, wow.
And so, this woman goes and seeks out the help of this legendary gunslinger known as the Butcher. And we get a little bit of flashback on why, and she doesn't want to help her. She doesn't want to, she doesn't consider herself a hero. She's not a good guy. Basically telling she doesn't care, but, she's trying to, that torn hero thing. I got a dark past. I'm not worthy, redemption, redeeming herself, all that stuff. So she's got to go back to that town and kill the sheriff, kill her ex-lover, all that. That's what it means going up against. So the next issue is going to be the final issue, the conclusion. So you can tell her this is going to be, the final gun fight will be in the next issue. So it's cool. Deodato's art is dope. The action is dope. The detail and just Deodato doing.
Oh yeah, I see that. That's like Savage when we first started doing Savage Avengers. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell the action panels. He just draws action very well. So I'm into this book. It's 4 issues now. Last issue is next week or next month. So yeah, I look forward to it. So yeah, another 4 out of 5. And that's pretty much it. I'm booked out.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, it was a bunch of other books that we could have did. We could have did like that Way of X Nightcrawler thing. I didn't feel like doing that. Wonder Girl drop, but I didn't.
I didn't get a chance to read that
yet. I wouldn't go into. It'll be on DC Universe 3 months from now. So I'll catch up on the damn when it's fully canceled. Yeah. So like I said, what happens next week? I don't know what comes out next week because I think the big thing was Army of the Dead. I guess we'll review MODOK. I'm gonna just be like really quick about it, just whether or not it's good or it sucks.
I can give a review right now on the 2 issues or 2 episodes I want.
Go for it, knock it out.
But I won't.
Okay, we'll collect our thoughts. We'll only fans.
yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, like I said, just check it out next week. We'll have some more books we'll get a chance to talk about. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.